Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something, something you probably look at every single day, maybe without even thinking about it. Your nails. Now, what if I told you they're not just there for, polish or trimming, that they're actually these tiny windows?
Windows into your health, your evolution,
Yeah.
even your habits. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack the hidden stories our nails are telling, using insights from a whole stack of sources. Ready to see your hands in a totally new light?
Absolutely. It's fascinating, isn't it, how something so, commonplace can be so incredibly revealing. They're not static, they're living biology.
Right. Constantly changing, responding. Okay, so let's start with maybe the basics, but with a twist. How they grow. Because even that isn't as straightforward as you might think.
Yeah, the growth itself is a great example of how our bodies work.
Like, did you know that the nails on your dominant hand actually grow faster?
It's true. So if you're right-handed, your right fingernails are probably growing a little bit quicker.
Why is that, though?
Well, it seems to be linked to increased use. More movement, more blood flow to that hand. And that blood flow delivers more nutrients, more oxygen to the nail matrix, the little nail factory under your cuticle.
Ah, okay. So the body's just like sending more resources where the action is. Makes sense.
Exactly. It's efficient.
And it's not just use, right? The environment plays a part too. I saw something about seasonal nails.
Oh, definitely. Nails tend to grow faster in the summer compared to the winter.
Okay, why summer?
Sunlight seems to be the key factor. More sun exposure generally means more vitamin D production in your body.
Right.
And vitamin D is important for boosting keratin production. Keratin is that tough protein that basically makes up your nails and hair too.
So more sun, more vitamin D, stronger keratin, faster nails. Got it.
Pretty much. And you also see faster growth during pregnancy, hormones, and increased metabolism kicking things up a notch.
Interesting. So we're talking faster, slower? But how fast are we actually talking? Like in millimeters?
Good question. So for fingernails, the average is around 3 millimeters per month, give or take.
3 millimeters. Okay, so to grow a whole new nail.
You're looking at about 6 months, roughly, from cuticle to tip.
6 months. Wow. And toenails, they feel slower.
They are much slower. Think more like 12 to 18 months for a full replacement.
A year and a half. Okay, that's a big difference.
It really is. Likely reflects their different function. Less fine motor stuff, more protection needed over time.
So cool how dynamic they are. Which brings us to the next big thing. What can nails tell us about our health? You hear doctors look at them, right? Like a mini chart.
They absolutely can be. Think of them as a sort of health diary written in keratin. Changes in color, texture, thickness, they can all be clues.
Clues to what, though?
All sorts of things. Little white spots, for example, leukonychia. Often just minor bumps or injuries to the nail.
Yeah, I get this sometimes.
But widespread changes, like really pale nails, might suggest something like anemia. Or pitting little dents in the nail can be linked to conditions like psoriasis.
Pitting, like little dimples.
Exactly. Or yellowing could be a fungal infection. Or sometimes, though rarely, something more serious like lung issues. Even ridges can tell a story.
It's amazing how much information is potentially there, just right at our fingertips.
Literally. And we often just ignore it, don't we?
Totally. But it's not just about current health, is it? The sources mention nails can almost like remember stress.
Ah, yes. Bow's lines. That's really remarkable.
Bow's lines.
Yeah, they're horizontal grooves or indentations that run across the nail. They can appear after a significant period of stress on the body.
Like what kind of stress?
Could be a serious illness, surgery, high fever, chemotherapy, even really intense emotional trauma. Basically anything that temporarily disrupts normal nail growth at the matrix.
Wow. So the line is like a marker.
Exactly. It's like a timestamp. Since we know how fast nails grow on average, you can measure the distance from the cuticle to the Bow's line and get a rough idea of when that stressful event happened.
That is incredible. Like tree rings for your body's hard times.
Precisely. And speaking of what the body needs, nails are pretty upfront about nutrition too, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Brittle nails, thin nails, nails that break easily.
Often a sign you might be low on essentials, like iron or zinc or biotin, one of the B vitamins.
Biotin's the one you hear about for hair and nails, right?
That's the one. It's key for structure. And low iron can sometimes even cause nails to become spoon-shaped, curving upwards. Koilonychia, it's called.
Spoon-shaped nails. Wild.
It really makes you appreciate how, ancient physicians used to check nails for clues about health long before we had blood tests. They saw these connections.
It's that link between old observations and modern science again. Okay, so nails track our health, record stress. Let's go even further back. Why do we even have nails? Why not claws?
Great question. It goes way back into our primate evolution. Millions of years ago, our ancestors had claws.
Right, like lots of animals.
But there was a shift towards flatter nails. And this wasn't random. It seems to have been a major advantage.
How so?
Well, think about climbing trees. Flatter nails paired with sensitive fingertips give you a much better grip on branches than sharp claws do. More dexterity.
Okay, better grip. Makes sense for tree dwellers.
But it goes beyond that. That enhanced dexterity and touch sensitivity was crucial for developing fine motor skills, handling tools, picking up small food items.
Ah, so it kind of paved the way for tool use?
You could argue that, yeah. In that sense, our nails are like these, living fossils. Reminders of that evolutionary path and how a seemingly small change had huge consequences for our development.
Living fossils. I like that. And within the nail itself, that little white half moon at the bottom, the lunula, is that special?
Very special. The lunula, you usually see it best on your thumb, is the only visible part of the nail matrix.
The nail factory you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. It's mostly hidden under the skin, but that white crescent is the bit sticking out. That matrix is where all the new nail cells are made and keratinized, hardened up.
So it's ground zero for nail growth.
Pretty much. And it's sensitive. If you seriously damage the lunula or the matrix underneath, you can permanently mess up how that nail grows. It might grow deformed or not at all.
Okay, note to self, protect the lunula. What about the cuticle then? People are always cutting that back. Is it just dead skin?
No, definitely not. That's a huge misconception. The cuticle is vital. It's like a natural seal or gasket at the base of the nail.
A seal against what?
Bacteria, fungi, general nasties. It stops them from getting into the nail bed and the matrix where they could cause infections or inflammation.
So cutting it away is actually kind of risky.
It can be, yeah. Aggressively cutting or pushing it back removes that natural protection, leaving you more vulnerable. A little gentle care is fine, but removing it entirely isn't ideal. Every bit has a purpose.
Another example of the body's clever design. Okay, let's shift gears a bit to habits and quirks. Nail biting comes up a lot. About 20–30% of people do it.
Yeah, it's really common. And for ages, everyone just thought, oh, it's nerves, stress.
But it's more complex.
It seems to be. Newer research suggests it's often linked with perfectionist tendencies.
Perfectionism, how does that work?
Well, the idea is that the person might be subconsciously trying to fix tiny imperfections on the nail, a rough edge, a hangnail. It's like this compulsion to smooth things out, driven by that perfectionism.
Huh. So it's less about anxiety and more about order.
It can be. Or it could be a self-soothing thing, a way to cope with boredom or frustration. It's fascinating how a simple habit can reflect something deeper psychologically.
Definitely food for thought. Now, from a common habit to something truly out there, the world's longest nails. I read about that.
Oh, Sridhar Chalal, an incredible story.
How long were they again? It was staggering.
Cumulatively, on one hand, they measured almost 29 feet. 29.
Feet? How is that even possible? How did he live?
He grew them for 66 years. And yes, daily life was immensely challenging. Imagine trying to sleep or get dressed or just exist with that kind of length and weight hanging off your hand.
I honestly can't. The dedication is mind-boggling.
It really is. He eventually had them cut. They're in a museum now, I believe. A truly unique piece of human history.
Wow. Okay, one last thing. A myth we need to bust. Do nails keep growing after you die? It sounds so creepy, but you hear it all the time.
Right. It's a classic spooky myth, but nope, it's not true.
So what's the deal? Why does it look like they do sometimes?
It's an illusion caused by the skin. After death, all cell production stops, including nail growth. But the skin around the nail starts to dehydrate and retract, pull back.
So the nail itself isn't growing, but more of it becomes visible as the skin shrinks away.
Exactly. Same thing happens with hair, making it look longer, too. It's just a post-mortem change in the surrounding tissue, not actual growth. Easy to misinterpret if you don't know the biology.
That makes so much more sense. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. From how they grow faster in summer to being health diaries, the evolution from claws, Bose lines, perfectionist biting, and even debunking zombie nails.
It really shows there's so much more than just keratin plates on our fingers and toes.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Well, it means maybe take a closer look next time you glance at your hands.
Yeah, see them not just as something to decorate, but as these tiny biological marvels, these living records.
Records of your health, your evolution, even maybe your habits or stresses. Your body is always communicating.
So the final thought is this. Consider what stories your own nails might be silently telling about your life, your health, that incredible human journey. What might you learn if you really paid attention?
It's an invitation, really,
Yeah.
to observe and appreciate the small details.
Couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the surprisingly fascinating world of human nails.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.